It is well known that spears are by far the strongest weapon in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but there are tons of spears to choose from, so I thought I'd round up my top 5 spears to really make you utterly invincible. Starting with the Leonidas Spear. This beastly looking weapon is not only a strong spear in general, but its perk will increase attack, melee damage, range damage and ability damage when having at least one adrenaline shot filled. You'll find the majority of the time, particularly if you're well into the game, you'll likely have at least one adrenaline shot filled, so this perk almost never stops. You can obtain this upon travelling to the Isle of Skye, which if you're still enjoying the main storyline, you'll need to first reach level 4 with your settlement of Ravensthorpe, as you'll then speak to Valkyr and Edit, who will then send you to the Isle of Skye. The spear will then be waiting for you in the southwestern region of the map at a spot called Dan Artrek. It'll be locked in a chest, the key of which is being held by one of the biggest enemies in the game, a Macbeth wielding a massive pike or rapier. Once you've taken him out, the spear is then yours. Enjoy. Next up, we have Odin's Spear Gungnir, and this hard-hitting weapon of the gods has the rather unusual perk of extending its reach via force field, meaning enemies are now going to have an even tougher time of attacking you as you poke at them from 10 feet away. In order to get this weapon, you'll first need to have conquered all of England's regions, which then allows you to start a quest called a Brother's Keeper. This opens up a new region in Norway called Haldorfike, where you can find Odin's Spear Gungnir right next to the mission you're following. This is definitely one of the strongest weapons in the game, and perfect when dual wielded with Mjolnir, but it is a long road ahead if you've just started playing. Moving on, we have the lovely looking Striking Bolt, which whilst looks fantastic and has a great perk, doesn't really live up to its name. Whilst you'd expect some lightning stun type damage, this one has the perk of increasing your critical chance whilst in combat, whilst decreasing the longer you remain in combat. Basically, the quicker you fight and kill, the higher critical chance you'll have. In order to get this one, you'll sadly have to visit the Ubisoft store and purchase the Raging Storm pack for 1000 Helix credits, or like me, wait for that frustrating child salesman to have it in his shop. Definitely a worthy addition to your collection though, so do keep an eye out if you fancy that godlike look. Next up we have what is in my opinion not only the strongest spear, but the strongest weapon in the entire game, the Gae Bolg Spear. This claw-like weapon has the most powerful perk where lightning shocks the enemy after 3 consecutive hits, instantly dropping them into stun mode. You will almost bring down every enemy to their knees after just a few knocks, and then you can leave them there as they wait for you to put them out of their misery. Now in order to get this one, you will need to own the Wrath of the Druids DLC, where you'll obtain this spear right at the end of the storyline in the form of a giant mythical boss. If you need any help on this or just want a bit more info, just check out my guide on obtaining the spear in the link above as well as down in the comments. Trust me though, this is in my humble opinion the most overpowered weapon in the entire game, and definitely one you're going to want to own. And finally, we come to a weapon with a fire-based perk, the Lugh Spear. This average looking spear has the lovely little perk of igniting when stunning an enemy, perfect for pairing with another fire-based weapon and helping you deal some serious damage. This spear will take you some time to get in the form of river raiding, where you'll have the option of starting a quest called the Spear of Lugh once you've completed the first 3 river raid quests with your pal Van. After some searching, you'll arrive on the River Erith at a spot called Glenically Fortress, where a boss will eventually be waiting for you. This river's champion isn't too difficult to take out, but obviously in river raiding if you die you don't get to take back any of the tasty loot with you, so probably worth playing it safe. You'll actually get a whole new armor set for completing all of the Lugh River Raid quests, a perfect task if you've completed the main storyline or are just switching it up a bit. So there you have it guys, there are the best spears in Assassin's Creed Valhalla and how you can get them. If you want to know how to obtain the best bows, axes and short swords, then why not check out my previous videos to find out how to grab them too. I will hopefully catch you legends in the next one. Until then.